Now that we know the positions of need for the Buffalo Bills going into the 2019 season, we need to know who's available. Welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe, and in this edition, we are going to talk about exactly that. Who is available at what positions in free agency? Who can the Bills go after? And are they worth the money / investment to go after them? We're going to start with the running back position. Okay, so we know that our running back position's a little older, right? You're talking about McCoy, 30 years old. You're talking about Chris Ivory, 30 years old. You're talking about losing Taywan Jones. So we need to get another back, right? We need to get another run back, whether it be in the draft or whether it be in free agency. We need to get someone who's a little bit younger, who might be able to withstand the wear and tear of a season. We saw what happened this year. I mean, there was a point in this year during a game we had 0 running backs, right? Patrick DeMarco was the only guy available in our backfield, right? We need someone who will be a little bit more durable than that, right? So let's go down the list of free agents, and I'll point out some things about a couple of these names here. Point out some guys that I like, some guys I'm interested in, and some other guys that maybe we can just look over, okay? So let's look at this list. We're going to start with the first name on the list, which is, of course, Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell, 26 years old. We all know what happened with him with the Steelers. Didn't play in 2018, so even though he's 26 years old, he doesn't have any wear and tear from the past season on his body, so maybe a fresh, younger back would be someone who we could look at, okay? But we all know the cap number would take, right? We all know the salary he's looking for. Are the Bills willing to? They can with that $86 million they have this offseason, but are they willing to spend that kind of money and a long-term contract on a guy who's already 26 years old? You look at his numbers from 2017, you're talking about 321 rushes, 1,291 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also can catch the ball out of the backfield. Had 85 receptions for 655 yards and 2 touchdowns, a total of 1,946 yards and 11 touchdowns back in 2017. You talk about a year off with the running back position. A lot of times the year off helps. We saw it with Adrian Peterson, who's also on this list, by the way. A year can help you. Keeps the body fresh longer. You know, you're not taking those hits, no injuries, things like that. But a year could also hurt you. It depends what you're doing in the off season. A year could hurt you, and you won't be able to. You weren't staying in football shape. You know, things like that, where you show up to training camp 30 pounds heavier than you did 2 years ago, something like that. So did this year off help Le'Veon Bell or hurt Le'Veon Bell? Who knows? You go down list number 2 on this list. Someone else I want to talk about, Jay Ajayi. Guys, we saw a lot of Jay Ajayi back when he played with the Dolphins. Was then traded to the Eagles in the 2016 season. And this season, unfortunately, he tore his ACL early in the season, was unable to come back from that. And so he is entering free agency coming off a torn ACL. Obviously, a lot of question marks going on. At 25 years old, until his ACL injury, he had 45 rushes for 184 yards and 3 TDs, which that's in a backfield in Philadelphia where they kind of split time, right? So you look at Jay Ajayi, he's someone you want to take a chance on. Again, not quite at that 30 number, so maybe give him a look. You go down this list. C.J. Anderson, who's currently playing for the Rams, and we saw that game against Dallas, looked pretty good against the Cowboys, rushing for 2 touchdowns. Looks like he could still contribute something to a team somewhere. Probably not good enough to be a starter, but he would be able to contribute somewhere. 27 years old, 23 rushes for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns this regular season, and then that was this Sunday against the Cowboys, and then 67 carries this season for 403 yards and 2 touchdowns during the regular season. So is this just an instance where the Rams offense used him well, or is this an instance where this guy still has something left in the tank? We all saw what he did in Denver. He was able to be the star back there. And now he's with the Rams with Gurley. He was able to help out and beat those Cowboys. So is that someone we're willing to invest in? 27 years old, getting a little higher up there in that age number. If we're looking for someone in free agency, we want to keep that age number low. We want to look at people who we might be able to have for a few years here. Then the 4th on this list is Alfred Blue of the Houston Texans. He's done a great job with Houston, backing up Lamar Miller. He is 27 years old, a little bit older. In 2018, he had 150 carries, 499 yards, and 2 TDs. Again, a good complement running back. And are we looking for a complement running back, or are we looking for the guy who can take reins once McCoy's gone next season? What are we looking for in run back? I would say the latter of the two. We're looking for our new guy to take over when McCoy steps down, because we know Ivory will step down as well. We need young talent there. Go down this list a little bit more. Tevin Coleman from the Atlanta Falcons. He's stated he wants to stay in Atlanta, but he is a younger guy, 25 years old. He still has a lot of miles left on the wheels. You know what I'm saying? So if we could get him, maybe that would be worth the risk. If Atlanta doesn't want to keep him, which I think they will, I think Coleman's going to be in Atlanta next season, but there's no guarantees as of right yet. So Coleman's on the list here, 25 years old, 167 rushes this season for 800 yards, 4 TDs. So good season, good productivity, has 18 TDs overall in his career. So you know he knows how to find the end zone, and that's always a good thing. So Tevin Coleman's on the free agent list. Going down this list, those are the 5 names that I really like going into free agency. You go down this list, I'll give you a couple more names, a few more names for free agency. I did the top 15 running backs. So you got Mike Davis, 25 years old, from Seattle. Again, a good complement in Seattle's backfield. They try to they try to keep a rotating door at running back, so you always were guessing. Also, a thing about the Seattle Seahawks, lots of running backs on the Seahawks. SLC Seahawk will tell you, lots of running backs on the Seahawks team right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Davis is one of those who's gone. Free agent Frank Gore is going to be available. However, Frank Gore is 35 years old, or going to be 35 years old. Again, we don't need to get older at running back. Frank Gore might still be serviceable somewhere as a good third down back, but not in Buffalo. I just don't see him fitting in there. Maybe even talking about retirement. Mark Ingram from the New Orleans Saints. I see him staying in New Orleans as well, but he's going to hit the free agent mark. He is also 28 years old, so again, a situation where maybe he's not a good fit for Buffalo. I know he still looks good at times, guys. I really do, and maybe that's a proponent of being a part of the Saints offense. Maybe that's the point of showing how good he is. But either way, 28 years old. Again, we're looking to get younger at the running back position. 28 years old isn't exactly something we're going to look at and say, oh yeah, that's going to help. Marshawn Lynch, same situation. He might have some years left, maybe. But 32 years old, hasn't looked that great in Oakland. Past 2 seasons have been marred by injury. So, how much do you want to give a guy who still is a little bit of a hothead? We saw 2 years ago in that Kansas City Chiefs game, him running on the field and pushing an official, right? So do you want that on your team? And we all know Marshawn Lynch's history with Buffalo. I don't think Buffalo would welcome back with open arms anyway. So I think that's a name that we could probably skip over as well. But continue down this list, Doug Martin, another older back, 29 years old, Oakland Raiders again. So they're losing both Lynch and Doug Martin. Adrian Peterson, 33 years old, from the Washington Redskins. He says he wants to play another season or 2. But again, the Bills do not need to get older at this position, so I don't see us looking at him. Bilal Powell of the New York Jets, been a thorn in our side every time we play the Jets, 30 years old. I see him staying with the Jets, but again, that 30 number is something we don't want to touch in free agency. At least I don't think we do. Spencer Ware of the Kansas City Chiefs, saw him come back to Kansas City after the not Hunt, but the other guy, situation there. But 27 years old. Again, he's a good backup. He's a good compliment. We're not looking for a compliment. We're looking for that guy to take over. And then TJ Yeldon's an interesting guy on this from Jacksonville, right? So Jacksonville re-signed TJ Yeldon when we got Chris Ivory. But it'll be interesting to see if we want to bring TJ Yeldon in. 25 years old. He still has a lot of time left. So a couple of guys I'm really interested in is Tevin Coleman. If he does not re-sign with Atlanta, I think that would be an interesting look to see 25 years old again. Jay Ajayi, that would be someone that you could possibly look at as well. Possibly see what's going on there and see if he'd be willing to come into Buffalo and help us out. And then you do have to look at TJ Yeldon. Again, I'm looking at all the guys who are 25 years old on this list and saying, hey, you know what, they're still young enough where we can bring them on and they still have a few good years left, even if McCoy leaves next season, which everyone thinks he probably will. He still has some years left where he can help out. 25 years old, you could still contribute for a little while to come. And then you look at Le'Veon Bell. Again, that cap number might be a little too high for us, that salary number that he's looking for. But is he worth looking at? We'll see. We'll see. But those are the free agents listed for the running back position going into the 2019 season. There are obviously a lot more, but those are the marquee names that most people will know. So those are the names that I brought up here. So thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. My name is Joe. We are going to constantly keep you updated on free agent news, draft news, Buffalo Bills news, Sabres news, Bulls news. So you want to hit that subscribe button because a lot of things going on here on Believers Talk. A lot of things. We're going to keep you updated on all Buffalo Bills news. Keep you up down the Sabres with a disappointing loss the other night again, and the Buffalo Bulls who keep winning. So we'll keep you updated there. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, leave a comment, and I'll happily get back to you. Maybe there's a run back I missed that you want me to talk about. I'll happily do that. But we will see you soon. Until we do, go Bills.